August 23, 1939. Two men, Hitler and Stalin, sign a secret deal in the shadows of Europe. It is called the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. On paper, it's a non-aggression treaty. In truth, it divides a nation before it even falls. The map of Poland is split with a pencil line, half for Germany, half for the Soviet Union. Millions of lives reduced to borders and ink. German tanks crush the Polish frontier. The world watches. Then, on September 17th, Stalin makes his move. Soviet troops cross from the east. Poland is trapped between two monsters. One wears a swastika, the other a red star. The Red Army claims to be protecting the people. But behind the front lines, another army follows. The NKVD, secret police, Stalin's invisible hand. They arrest anyone with rank, education, or leadership. Officers, judges, teachers, priests. Men who could rebuild Poland if it ever rose again. More than 250,000 soldiers and civilians are captured. Among them, 22,000 Polish officers, the elite of the nation. Doctors, engineers, writers, thinkers. They are sent to three main camps, Kozelsk, Starobelsk, and Ostashkov. A Polish officer writes in his notebook, "We are prisoners now, but surely we will be exchanged soon." He doesn't know Stalin has already chosen his fate. In Moscow, reports flood in. Beria, head of the NKVD, sends lists to Stalin. Each name carefully typed, each face filed. To Stalin, they are not men. They are numbers. Problems to be erased. He signs their papers in blue pencil, his mark of death. No trial, no mercy, no trace. By the winter of 1939, Poland is gone, its army crushed, its leaders imprisoned. The world looks to the west, at Hitler's war. Few notice the quiet trains heading east. Inside them sit thousands of men who believe they are going home. They are, but not the way they imagine. It is March 1940. 6 months have passed since the invasion of Poland. The camps are full. Kozelsk, Starobelsk, Ostashkov. Thousands of Polish officers wait, hungry, sick, but still hopeful. They write letters home. They dream of exchange. None know they are already condemned. A man walks down the corridor, Lavrenti Beria, chief of the NKVD, Stalin's executioner in a fine suit. He carries a folder. Inside, a proposal. A list of 25,700 Polish prisoners. He writes, "These men are enemies of the Soviet Union, hardened and unrepentant. They must be punished by the highest measure." Punished, a word that means shot in the head. Beria presents the memo to Stalin. Stalin reads it in silence. He lifts his blue pencil. He signs, "Approve, J. Stalin." Below him, his circle signs too, Molotov, Voroshilov, Mikoyan, and Kalinin. 5 signatures that seal 22,000 deaths. Snow falls. Polish officers gather for roll call. Their commander smiles faintly. "Gentlemen, we are to be transferred." They believe it means freedom. Instead, it means Katyn. Trains begin to move. the sound of iron wheels on frozen tracks. No guards speak, no destination given. In Moscow, Beria reports to Stalin. The first phase has begun. NKVD teams are in place, orders delivered, procedures defined. Each prisoner will be identified, bound, and shot. Each body recorded and buried in secret. Stalin nods. No witnesses. A single signature turns hope into silence. Paper becomes death. In the forests of Western Russia, graves wait beneath the snow. The NKVD is ready. The orders are clear. The killings will begin in April 1940. The trains have arrived. Hundreds of Polish officers step onto quiet soil near Smolensk. They think they're being moved to another camp. They are wrong. In a small office, men sharpen pencils, not knives. They prepare lists, not weapons. Paperwork first, execution second. Each name checked, each file stamped. Approved. The head of operations, Major Vasily Blokin, a man in a leather apron, his pistol, a German Walther. He prefers it. Cleaner, faster, reliable. A convoy of trucks moves through the trees. Canvas covers hide the prisoners. Inside, silence. Some whisper prayers. Some hold photos of their wives. They stop at a villa, the NKVD base at Katyn. One by one, men are led into a small room with wooden walls. Hands tied behind, eyes covered. The executioner steps behind them. A single shot. The sound is muffled by an engine outside. The next man enters. Another shot. Another body. All night, every night, for weeks. Each trainload brings more victims. Doctors, professors, pilots, priests. They're told they'll write down personal information before release. Name, rank, address. It's all for record keeping, they say. It is their death certificate. In the forest, trenches wait. Bodies are stacked layer by layer. Faces down. Boots removed to save space. Blokin supervises. Calm. Efficient. He smokes between shots. More than 7,000 men fall under his pistol. By the end, he has personally killed hundreds each night. A Polish officer's last words. If you ever find these pages, know that we died as soldiers. And we did not bow to tyranny. His note never reached home. It was buried with him, deep beneath the birch trees of Katyn. By May 1940, it is over. More than 22,000 Polish officers are dead. The forest is silent again. Fresh soil covers the truth. The NKVD burns uniforms and bullets to erase evidence. Beria sends a message to Stalin. The operation is complete. Stalin replies with one word. Good. No trial, no record, no graves marked. Only the whisper of leaves above thousands of buried dreams. The forest remembers. Moscow forgets. The killings are done, but the lie is just beginning. Spring fades. The executions end. Katyn Forest is silent again. The trenches are covered. The earth is leveled. Grass grows over thousands of bodies. The NKVD leaves no trace, only files locked deep in Moscow. Stamped top secret. Mothers wait for letters. Wives search train stations. Children ask, "When will father come home?" No answers. The Soviet command says nothing. Officials whisper lies. They've been moved east. They are safe in camps near Smolensk. But the letters stop. Every mailbox stays empty. In 1941, Hitler invades the Soviet Union. The Nazi army drives deep into Russian land. Stalin now needs allies and hides the truth even tighter. He meets the Polish government in exile. He promises to release prisoners, but he cannot. They are already gone. When Polish General Anders asks, "Where are my men?" Stalin shrugs. They escaped. Probably fled to Manchuria. A cold lie. He looks Anders in the eye and lies again. In 1943, German soldiers dig trenches near Smolensk. They uncover bones, dozens, then hundreds, each body still in uniform, each with a bullet in the skull, each with Polish documents dated spring 1940. The truth is found, Katyn. The Germans invite international experts. They photograph the graves. They invite the Red Cross, and they accuse the Soviets. Moscow denies it immediately. Soviet propaganda screams, "It was the Nazis." The logic makes no sense, but fear drowns reason. The Allies, needing Stalin to win the war, stay silent. The truth becomes a weapon on both sides. Polish exiles listen to the radio. They hear the word Katyn for the first time. Many collapse in tears. Others still hope it's German deceit. But deep down, they know. In the forest, spring returns. The birch trees bloom again above mass graves. Each gust of wind carries secrets Moscow refuses to hear. The truth of Katyn is buried again, under politics, fear, and lies. Stalin wins the war. The world hails him as a hero. And the Polish dead remain nameless, voiceless, forgotten. But the forest still waits. It remembers every bullet, every face, every silence. The war is over. Poland lies in ruins. But the dead of Katyn remain unspoken. Stalin's puppet government takes power. Any mention of Katyn is forbidden. Wives write letters that never leave the desk. Mothers cry in silence. Children grow up never knowing what happened to their fathers. Even speaking the word Katyn is dangerous. Neighbors can report you. Teachers, priests, friends. Anyone could be a spy. Stalin sits in his office, older, colder, sharper. He watches the world praise him as a liberator, and the secret of Katyn stays buried. "We cannot admit it," Stalin says to Beria. "It would weaken us." The truth is inconvenient. The massacre must remain a lie. Books erase Katyn. Maps ignore it. History classes teach. The Nazis killed the officers. Yet whispers remain. Survivors abroad speak quietly. Polish exiles in London, Paris, New York keep the story alive. They write memoirs, letters, petitions. Every attempt blocked by Moscow. He never faces justice for Katyn. The victims' families receive no answers. The forest waits. The snow covers the graves again. Even after Stalin, the lie lives. For decades, perestroika begins. Gorbachev opens archives. The walls of secrecy start to crumble. Evidence emerges: Beria's memo, Stalin's signature, NKVD reports. The world finally sees what Stalin wanted hidden. 22,000 men were killed. And the lie, decades long, is exposed. For 50 years, silence reigned. Families lived in shadow. The forest kept its secrets. Stalin's cruelty endures, not just in death, but in lies. History remembers. The dead of Katyn finally have a voice. It is 1990. The Soviet Union trembles under glasnost and perestroika. For 50 years, Katyn was a forbidden word, a lie written into history books, a silence imposed by fear. Folders, yellowed and brittle, are pulled from vaults. Beria's memo, March 5, 1940, stamped and signed. Stalin's blue pencil clearly visible. The evidence is undeniable. Execution of 25,700 Polish officers approved. No witnesses. NKVD to carry out orders. The handwriting of cruelty. The bureaucratic face of genocide. Polish widows and children, now grown, read the documents. Tears, trembling hands, relief, and rage all at once. At last, they know the truth. They walk the forest at Katyn. Crosses mark graves. Names are carved into stone. The silence of decades finally broken. Katyn is a symbol of a dictator's cruelty, of bureaucratic murder, of a world that once looked away. History remembers. Even when power tries to bury the truth, the forest remembers. Even when fear silences voices, justice waits. 22,000 men were killed. Stalin wanted them erased. But their names live forever. The Katyn Massacre stands as a testament to the darkest side of power, to a leader who calculated death like numbers on paper, to a world that must never forget. The forest whispers their names, and history listens.